more aside a little bit so that we can have our dancers, our little ones. You guys are ready? Okay, awesome. Crowd, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to bring them on stage? Let's have a round, come on. This is your Thana Super dancing troupe led by Lankan. The dancers from the Dala.
da 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 Come now, follow my lead. Come now, follow my lead. I'm in love with your body. Now follow my lead.
Ta jum num ta dhalam ko tak te ko da ta gir ta jum ta ka jum ta ta ki ta ta jum gir ta num ta rum ta ki ta gir ta ta ki ta num ta dim ta da jum ta num ta rum ta ka dim ta gir ta dim ta gir ta jum dim ta jum nam ta jum tam ta ki ta gir dim ta gir ta jum dim ta ki ta jum ta ki ta jum ta ki ta jum gir ta jum ta is ta
Saranai Buddham Saranai Dhammam Saranai Sangham Saranai Mitun Saranai Buddham Sarani Siras Daragina Dhammam Sarani Sit Pahada Gina Sangham Sarani Siuru Daragina සරණී ගන්නයි තුන්යාමටම තුන් සරණී ගන්නයි.
Prawns, right? It's a prawn fried rice. So the most important thing that a lot of us don't do, අපි ගෙදරදී කරන්න තියෙන ලොකුම දේ තමයි prawn එක velvet කරන්න. Like we don't velvet the prawns. So what I do is something very simple. I add a bit of white pepper and some baking soda. I have some baking powder here, but yeah, baking soda would be the ultimate ingredient. You add a bit of baking soda, some white pepper and salt, and you let it sit. And the prawns would essentially be nice and bouncy when you're cooking it, right? So I have some, I have a wok, you can hold it. I have a wok heating up on high heat. So the first thing is you gotta get your wok as hot as possible. Like, you know, make sure that you crank the heat up. I'm gonna add some oil. Yeah, like that. I'll take it. Sorry, bro. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take over. So I have my wok heating up on high heat. Singalan පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්නම්. Wok එක oil දාලා high heat එකේ I'm going to let it heat up. And at the same time I had some prawns that I velveted, you know? Salt, white pepper, and what else?
Prawns. Look, this is the reason that I'm not going to be doing the demo for you, because it could be either bad or most likely it's going to be dangerous. So we don't want that. But Nipun, take it away, please. Don't refer to me for instructions.
White pepper, salt, and baking soda.
White pepper, salt, and baking soda. Just
Yes.
like I said. Go ahead, Nipun.
All right, so the oil is nice and hot. I'm going to drop in my prawns now. You should essentially hear that sizzle. Poddak ara what do you call it? Like ara api sinhalen kiyanne poddak me
බැදෙන්න තියෙනවා කියලා.
නෑ නෑ අර චුරු චුරු ගානවා කියලා කියන සමහර කාර.
ඔය මයික් එක චුට්ටක් කළලා බලමුද? නෑ එහෙම කරන්න හොඳ
Wait,
නෑ.
hold on.
The sound people will be very nervous if I do that. Oh, lovely.
There you go. That's the sizzle we're looking for. Because when your oil is nice and hot, what we want to do is we want to like quickly sort of like fry these prawns so that it doesn't steam, but like essentially, you know, cook the outside, because we're going to put it back again and cook it with the rice, right? Okay, so my prawns are in. I'm going to let it crisp up a bit. I'm thinking like 30 seconds max, nothing longer than that. Because end of the day, making fried rice is something that I do when I'm coming back from home, you know, like back from work. I'm gone, right? I don't have energy, but I still want to eat something good.
But like I said, this takes 30 seconds to fry up. That's the time frame you're looking at. So it's something really delicate, and you really got to be careful with time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, fried rice is something that we make when we want something really tasty,
Sure.
but in like a really short amount of time. All
Right.
right. So my prawns are almost ready to go out now. Okay. So when I said making fried rice at home with certain tips and tricks, the basic of this, the base of this recipe, or maybe recipe ke api me karana base for de tamai, we're going to cook it in batches. ඔක්කොම එකට දාලා අනා ගන්න නැහැ.
Sure.
දැන් මොකද අපේ අම්මා ඉස්සර ඔහොම තමයි කරන්නේ. මම අම්මට කිව්වා අම්මා ඇයි ඔයාම ඔක්කොම එකට දාලා අනන්නේ? Right?
මෙතන අම්මලා ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා අපි.
Oh, I know.
හොඳට හදනවා කැමේ එහෙම කරන්නේ නැහැ.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, keep going.
So
Let's not get into trouble right now. Okay.
so my mom said, look, I'm making it the way I know.
All right.
And she was making it the way that she was taught, but unfortunately she didn't have, a creator coming from Sydney on a stage teaching her how to do it, right? So, anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out this. Oh wait, hold on. What's with the flame? Yeah, it's good. All right. So now the prawns are ready to go out, and I'm going to heat it back up again. Next, we're going to go in with our veggies. So here I have, can you notice what's there? Can you name them for me?
There's strips of carrot.
Yeah.
I think leeks as well.
Yep.
And what else do we have here?
So we have carrots, leeks, and we got the white parts.
Okay.
And we got the green parts.
Okay.
Right. So both parts of the leek. So the oil is sizzling again. Probably means a bit more
Yes,
oil. Yeah?
perhaps
Yeah.
a little more oil.
Yep.
And in the meantime,
All right, I'm going in with my veggies. I think we might need another gas canister here, guys. Yeah. All right, so my veggies are frying right now. Like I said, the idea for this recipe is to cook it in batches. We don't want to steam everything. We want to make sure that we have that that wok hay or that char, you know. So that's the difference between restaurant quality fried rice versus something that you make at home. Like I said, what I learned from my mom was to sort of like make it in one go, but that's not the best way to do it. It works if you want something more like a Hokkien fried rice or something more like a more East Asian influenced fried rice. But the Sri Lankan fried rice has to have that Sri Lankan essence. Sometimes I would even go in and add a bit of curry leaves and stuff like that, but not every day, you know, not everyone has curry leaves at home. So yeah, next in, I'm gonna add some garlic and ginger. So why am I adding my garlic and ginger as my second step? It's because I don't want my garlic and ginger to burn, all right? Garlic in. Ginger. You need heaps of ginger and garlic. Lankan විදියට fried rice හදනවා කියන්නේ හොඳට ඉඟුරු සුදු ලුණු දාන්න ඕන නේද? එහෙම නේද මේ අපිට හැමෝම කියලා තියෙන්නේ. Okay, that's frying up nicely. I would have liked a little more flame on this cooker, but we gotta work with what we have, right? So that's the thing. When you're making fried rice at home, not everything is the way that you see in the restaurants. So you gotta learn to adapt and learn to figure out how to make sure that you get the best out of everything. All right. Almost ready to take it out. All right, meantime, I'm going to talk about the rice. I mean, the second most important ingredient after the prawns is the rice. So the other mistake that a lot of people do is, api fried rice hadaddi, api rice cooker එකෙන් fried rice අරගෙන කෙලින්ම දානවා. But that's not the way to do it. Ideally, what you should do is you need to use cold rice from the day before. So if you make rice, always make a little bit extra so you can keep it for the next day. The thing is that when you add freshly steamed rice, it just doesn't break apart, and it's not gonna, the oil is not gonna coat all the rice grains, and that's just gonna steam the rice instead of frying it, right? So I have some cold rice. I specifically requested for that. And
Right.
Can you feel it? It's cold.
It is cold.
It's
yeah.
cold enough, right?
It's
Yeah.
cold enough, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So my veggies are almost ready to go, and I'm gonna take them out now. You know what? I'm just gonna add them right on top of my prawns
Sure.
because it's gonna go back in at the same time.
Do you want some help? I recommend not to get my help, but I think you're good. All right. There we have the veggies mixed in with the prawns, and what are you gonna do next, Nipon?
Right. Next, I'm gonna add more oil. Again, like I said, this recipe might not be for you if you have high cholesterol. So, just a warning. Because for me, I mean, if I'm making fried rice, I want to make fried rice, not sad rice, not normal rice, or something like fried rice, or something that, you know, it has to be fried rice. So fried means it has to have oil. So again, I think I didn't talk about oil. If you're using oil, please don't use coconut oil. පොල් තෙල් දාන්න එපා rice එකට. Fried rice එකට.
Is that so?
That's not the rice. That's not the oil to use. All right. If you're using oil, use canola oil or rice bran oil or what we call a neutral high smoke point oil.
Right. I see Chef Dulan concurring with that as well. All right. Canola oil or high neutral point oil. What is it you're talking
High
about?
smoke point.
High smoke
Yeah.
point oil. All
Yeah.
right.
All right. So now my oil is heating up again. What I'm going
Yes.
to do is crack some eggs now.
Awesome. One egg in and
Yeah, one egg, and I'm going to add another one now.
okay.
So the reason that we add eggs at this point is because we want the rice to coat with the eggs. And what the eggs does is that it makes sure that the rice doesn't stick to the pan.
Okay.
So it's a trick that a lot of Chinese restaurants do. Not a lot of people know it, you know, at home. But yeah. So I'm gonna let it heat up now. let the eggs cook down a bit. And next, I'm gonna add my rice. Rice in.
So Nipun, as you are cooking this, can I ask you, is it okay time to ask some of our audience to step on stage and have a look at what you're doing as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on. Yeah.
All right.
Have a look.
Are there any volunteers? You can just come in and have a peek in, see what's happening over here, see the magic. Chef Dulan, I think you already know what's going on around here. But we don't need to announce second opinion. I think you are already waiting to taste Nipun's dish. Oh, awesome. Okay, vice versa as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you are more than welcome. Yes, you can come and have a look and see what Nipun is up to right here.
So,
Quite a lot of people, yes, but let's go.
so as you can see, what I've done here is that I've coated all my rice grains with the egg. It's a bit unusual, but that's a very simple trick to make sure that your rice does not stick to the pan. And at the same time, you gotta make sure that your pan is as hot as possible. And yeah, so we're working with very limited heat here, but we'll still get something good. Okay, I think, yeah.
Let's give it a few more seconds for the public demonstration and then we will ask you everyone to step back onto the floor tiles right now as we have Nipun mixing up the rice with the eggs. Does this take usually a lot of time, Nipun? How does it work?
So usually I would use a cooker with a larger flame. So right now okay?
Right? I know, darling, you're very enthusiastic and someday you might match up to Chef Dulan and Chef Nipun, but not today. Let's play it safe.
So yeah, like I said, the flame is very important. So you gotta make sure that you find the biggest flame in your cooker, or if you can get a portable one, get one with a larger flame. So it's very tricky, like I said, to make fried rice at home properly, the restaurant style, but we can get something close to that, okay?
Righto. Something like what Amma can make for you, is
Yeah,
it?
I think we need that gas canister. Yeah.
I'm sure our team is working on it, but in the meantime, let's keep going, Nipun.
Yeah.
Well, a gas canister lying in handy would be very useful about now. But in the meantime, Nipun, can you just talk us through what was it about food that inspired your journey into being a chef full time?
Yeah, so I think for me it was especially when I left Sri Lanka. ලංකාවෙන් ආවට පස්සේ මම හිතන්නේ මම experience කරපු ලොකුම දෙයක් තමයි අපේ ලංකාවේ කෑම අපිට obviously you don't get it like how you have it in Sri Lanka. So for me, after moving to Australia, one of the biggest things was to learn more about Sri Lankan cuisine. And so what I did was I started documenting that journey on social media. So right now we have this fantastic community of home cooks, who are following my recipes. Like even today, I think I met a good dozen of them telling me more about, my recipes, the good things, the bad things, everything in between. So yeah, it's awesome to see that. And I think Sri Lankan food is so underrated. It's having a bit of a moment right now in Australia, but I think there's heaps more we can do with this fantastic cuisine. And for me, being an ambassador for a cuisine, so much that has so much depth, so much richness. I can't think of a better job,
And I think the likes of yourself and Dulan, you guys are taking Sri Lankan food, fusion food even, to the forefront of Australian cuisine as a whole. And what are the changes that you're doing to the normal Sri Lankan cuisine in order to bring that out?
Yeah, I think Sri Lankan cuisine at its core is a very technical cuisine per se, even though a lot of people may not look at it like that. But I think for me, it's about how do I sort of like not simplify per se, but how do I bring it in a format where everyone else can actually enjoy the cuisine. So yeah, just that. So yeah, guys, so what I've done here is that I've cooked my rice with the egg. It's ready. I've cooked my prawns with the veg. That's ready. All right, we finally have the gas. Give us a sec till we get this sorted.
So while they do that, let's just have a walk around town and just have a chat with some of the chefs out here as well. Can I have a show of hands? Those of you who follow Chef Dulan's or Chef Nip's cooks, or for that matter, you sir? All right, good, that's one hand. You too, ma'am. Fantastic. Can I ask you, what's your take on Sri Lankan cuisine and how do you think it can be adapted right here to Australia?
You don't change much, then you don't get the true flavors. Yeah. So what he does is pretty authentic and does the.
So that authentic feel must come from without making any changes. And I'm sure you are waiting in the wings to critique what he's made just now.
Chef than I am, but
Well, I think with decades of experience, you can say that Nipun would also like to take a tip or two from this lady over here. Anyone else who has your own cooking journey to speak of? Yes, ma'am. What do you think about Sri Lankan food brought down here to Australia?
Sri Lankan food is the best. Right? Don't change anything. More chili is better.
Can someone make a t-shirt with that quote?
More chili is better. Thank you very much to the lady over here. And I'm sure you'll be able to experience some of that chili and in excess as well at all those food stalls right over there. So Nipun, are we ready? Are we?
Yeah, all right, so we're back on track. So everyone, අපි දැන් අපේ rice එක almost ready, right? What we're going to do now is we are not going to take the rice out, but we're going to add the rest of the stuff back in along with some of the sauces, all right? So අපි fried rice හදද්දී අපි ලංකාවේ විදියට we use soy sauce, right? And a lot of people just use soy sauce. Like in Sri Lanka, most of the people just use soy sauce, but they forget that in restaurants in Sri Lanka, they actually use fish sauce as well to finish the fried rice. So what fish sauce does is it adds this complexity of flavor by bringing in that umami element. So usually we have, the sour, tangy, salty, spicy notes, and this adds an extra layer of flavor. So that's the other thing. And the most controversial topic එක තමයි අද මම ඇත්තටම මේක හිතලාම තමයි අරන් ආවේ. Ajinomoto, MSG. මම මේක මගේ videos වල දාදී I get so many comments from people saying, why are you adding MSG?
දැන් අජිනෝමෝටෝ කිව්වම සමහරක් කම්මලා ලංකාවේ දුවලා යනවා restaurants වලින්. පැත්ත බලන්න ගන්න.
Like I know my father-in-law, first thing he does when he goes to a restaurant, මේ අජිනෝමෝටෝ දාලා තියෙන්නේ. Like that's his first reaction. But what I wanted to say is that look, it's not the end of the world, right? So MSG is called monosodium glutamate. So it's essentially a naturally occurring chemical, and it's available in tomato. It's there in Parmesan cheese. It's naturally occurring.
Wow. Okay.
So MSG is not bad for you, but if you obviously eat heaps of this, anything can be bad for you. So
in moderation.
In moderation, pinch of it. I think it's fantastic. All right, so my rice is ready now.
Oh, that looks good. It's sizzling on the plate of here. And in just a minute or two's time, I think Nipun, everyone will be able to taste it as well.
Not everyone. I'm sorry, I don't have feed everyone, but maybe
No pressure. No pressure.
We can have a raffle draw or something. All right, so I can smell the egg now.
Yes.
That's what you're looking at, and I can see sort of that steam coming out from the wok. That's what we call wok hei. Chinese cuisine වල අපි කියන wok hei කියලා. ඒ wok hei එකෙන් තමයි අපිට ඒ restaurant feel like a restaurant taste again, that smokiness. So what we want to do is, like I said, make sure that the rice gets properly cooked in egg on the pan. Now it's sort of ready to go in with the rest of the stuff. So what I'm going to do now is, there's a little bit of moisture, as you can see. There's a bit of water here. So let's try not to add that water and make sure that we drip out that extra moisture and go in with the rest of the stuff. Prawns are going in now.
And to make sure that moisture doesn't go in with the stuff, you are putting those prawns one by one, just making sure that they are off all the...
No, but all jokes aside,
ඒක අගත්ත නේද?
I'm a one-handed man today,
Yes.
but yeah.
You want some help? I can have
No,
one
no,
bite
it's
for you.
all
All right.
good. Okay, now we're good. Now we're going, yeah. All right, so as you can see now, this is the crunch time. So a lot of people have asked me, why do I toss the wok all the time on my videos? So I think the biggest reason is that first it looks cool. Like, you know. But the second thing is that you gotta make sure that the smoke, what do you call, the flame. So this is again part of big wok cooking. People do that to get extra wok hair, and it just adds this extra sort of like flavor into your fried rice. So prawns have gone in now, and I'm adding in some of that veg. Again, trying to drip out that extra moisture. I do not want moisture in my fried rice. When you're making fried rice, extra moisture is your worst enemy. So try to be easy with that. That's in. Now, sauces. Light soy. Good amount. And I have some fish sauce here. So, tiny bit, not too much. It's a bit salty. That's in. So white pepper. If you have black pepper, just use black pepper. Can everyone smell the fish sauce, or is it just me?
A little bit. That's good. It's turning this cold and just right.
All right, toss that through. Now, bit of yum yum. Again, what I would do is I would use like a tiny pinch of MSG, not too much, maybe a bit more. All right, here we go. Okay, to finish things off, this is another thing that a lot of people actually forget when they're making fried rice at home. Sesame oil. Little bit of sesame oil right at the very end. It sort of like gives you that beautiful aroma. And when you're adding sesame oil, you gotta make sure that your flame is off. That's the last thing that you would ideally add. So yeah, this is the final thing that I'm looking for right now. How do you know when the fried rice is ready to take out? So basically what you should do is look at a single grain of rice, and if you can see it sort of like dancing and like bubbling on top of the stove, the fried rice is ready to go.
That grain of rice is begging to be taken out then. Okay. Do you think it's ready right now? Needs a little more mixing, is it?
I think it's good. So we're gonna finish it off. I'm gonna finish it off now with some spring onion greens, just the green part of spring onions. If you don't have spring onions, what you can do is you can use some the green part of leeks. That's a good replacement. And now I'm gonna kill my flame. Last part.
So as Nipun is getting the last bits of that prawn fried rice ready, we are going to be having a couple more performances from Praveen Ganayalachi, Ashani Disanayaka, and a couple more. Live music by Vibes up next as well. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's head back to Nipun. Nipun, so you're ready to play it right now? Or... All right, we are good.
And so when we're making Sri Lankan fried rice, you can't skip the Sri Lankan chili paste. Like this is like necessary, right? So yeah, what I'll do is I'll probably like plate it first into a plate so we can take the nice pictures and stuff for social media and all of that.
Sure.
And then we'll serve it to smaller bowls.
Fantastic. And I see two ladies over here who spoke to us about their experience with Sri Lankan cuisine. Would you like to test it out and see what Nipun's creation over here stacks up to what you make at home? Yes? Give us a moment, we'll have it ready for you. Nipun is plating it on. In the meantime, of course, Praveen Ganayarachi and Yashani Disanayaka ready to give the performances that they've been practicing for the past few weeks and months, really. and they'll be here soon as well. Well, it smells amazing from up here. And that makes it all the more difficult for an MC to sit right next to or stand right next to the cooking demo and know the fact that he can never enjoy it because, well, he's MC. But you, ladies and gentlemen, on the other hand, have that opportunity to come up right here on stage and see what Nipun has made. There we go, all right. Prawn fried rice from the king of curry, all the way from Sydney, Nipun. Nipun, how can people find you on social media? They already know about it.
Yes. So if you don't follow me, you can find me on Instagram. That's @nipcooks, and also on TikTok. Again with the same username. So yeah, and I think I should get on YouTube as well. Everyone's like, "What's happening with your YouTube channel? Why don't you have one?" But yeah, maybe I can ask for some tips from Mr. Wild Cookbook over there and see how we can get started. I'll talk about that. So yeah, you can follow there.
Thank you very much, Nipun. Thanks for the creation.
Thanks.
I'm sure we'll be able to play it just for a couple more
Yeah, we'll get some plates on. Yeah, if anyone wants to have a little taste, I think I can make about 4 to 5 plates for y'all. So maybe we can share.
There's going to be a little bit of a foot fight over here. Everybody's crowding around to get it. But don't worry, all good time.
We take cash or card this year?
Cash or card. So if I think if the little kids can do a performance for us, they'll be dancing for us soon as well, so we'll be able to enjoy that. Once again, Nip Cooks on Instagram @NipCooks. He's also on TikTok. Starting on the YouTube channel soon as well. So in the meantime, Praveen, where are you? Praveen Dayarachi. There you are, Praveen, making his way through the crowd, looking absolutely handsome and ready to go. Alright, so we had one of our veteran Sri Lankan chefs right here. Over to you.
Yeah, last one, sorry. That's it.
Once.
Sorry.